Hi, welcome to another episode of Beyond Chronic Disease. My name's Wendy Gathercole, and joining me today is Caroline Watson from Thriving Possibilities. Hi, Caroline.
Hi.
Caroline's been on the show before, earlier on when I think the second guest on my show. Thank you. And also, we're going to be talking access consciousness again. And for those of you who don't know about access, I did a whole mental health week on it on the bars, and I'm a bars practitioner and facilitator, and it's just a great thing to learn about.
Yeah.
Yes. And so I'm doing a series. We are doing a series on the foundation. And the foundation is another class that Access offer, and I have done a couple of them. Caroline's done some, and I've got more guests coming on to let you know a little bit of insight as to the awareness they gained and changes that have happened in their life after doing the foundation course. So recently I went to the second foundation at the Sunshine Coast. Caroline was there, weren't you?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I was.
I've done two. It's just created a different wow factor in my world. Just opens up your eyes to different realities. How many foundation classes have you done first?
Oh, just 5 now.
Just 5?
So yeah, they're 4-day classes. So yeah, in the last, I don't know, 7 years, I've spent 20 days in those classes, and gosh, they're so much fun. And sometimes a bit crunchy, uncomfortable, and stretchy too, but it all creates greater in the long run.
And I guess, well, listeners and viewers might be asking, why do we continue to do the same class over and over again? So do you want to answer that?
Sure. Sometimes it's just pragmatic because it's a great class and quite affordable way to renew your bars facilitator license. And I love being a bars facilitator. I've been one for 5 years now. And like in any industry, we're doing continual professional development in a way. So every 12 months we choose a class of a list of several, and the foundation is one of those options. And every time it's different. Even if you had the same facilitator and the same participants in the class and the same manual, the class would still go in different directions depending on what is ready to shift, what energies come up, what people are willing to get vulnerable about and talk about. And yeah, it's like looking at all the building blocks of our lives that we've assumed are the correct building blocks and asking questions about those, and then throwing some of the blocks out, pulling new blocks in, and creating a different way of moving forward.
And I find that when people participate and ask questions, it's not just for them, but it's also for us as well. That's how it seems to work. Hey, it's sort of, we do a lot of clearings in the classes, and it just sort of clears, I guess, a lot of limitations and different ways of, judgments and so forth that you may have, that you bring into the class. And when other people are asking these questions, it's sort of relevant to you as well. So it's sort of, basically, I don't know, for me, it just like gets that crap out of my body straight away, because it is all energy, I suppose. So yeah, I found that
like an energetic detox.
Yeah, and it really created a lot of space for me this time. I know I had a few situations going on, or emotional ones, I guess, a funeral and a few other bits and pieces, and I just couldn't get out of that space in my head, because, you know, my podcast is all about different modalities and so forth to help you get rid of, get clarity, I guess. And everything that I do and practice, I just couldn't seem to get that clarity. And so when I first got to the foundation class, I just felt like there was so much in my head I couldn't clear. And it wasn't until like the second day of foundation, I think it was. It could have been the first day, I can't remember now. Doesn't matter. It just, something that we went through in class, it just immediately shifted. And I just felt like somebody had gone into my head and pulled my brain out and washed it and put it back in again. It was just amazing. And I don't know whether you noticed that in me, but I didn't, when I first got there, I couldn't be around people. I just couldn't. And then after that, it was just amazing. So I can't, there's no description, there's no words to describe what happened really, other than what I just said. But that's the phenomenal change that I had with the foundation class this time. And I guess, like you said, we're all in different spaces all the time, I guess, in life. And when I did my first foundation class a year ago, I didn't have that impact because it wasn't present in my body. So that's just an amazing shift for me. So anything like that pop up for you without going into too much detail? Or,
to be honest, this foundation, for no logical reason, was the toughest I've ever been to. A lot of stuff came up and I got very vulnerable about a couple of things in class. And then after that, I was a little bit embarrassed about it, but kept using the tools and had a chat with Ashlee afterwards and felt a lot better at the end of it. But there were some really difficult times in there where I didn't want to be around anybody either. And I was the opposite to you. I was quite happy to be around people and quite engaging the first day when I first got there. And then being so aware and having a lot of newbies there, I was aware of all the uncomfortable stuff that was coming up to be shifted, and had to keep asking that question, who does this belong to? Is it mine? Someone else's? Something else? And really, really looking at that, because there was, 17 participants is the largest foundation class that I've ever been to. And when you've got that many people in a room all bringing their baggage to the table to sort out and discard what doesn't work, it can get a bit messy.
Different energies. And I just want to
like a rummage sale.
Let the viewers and listeners know about the who does it belong to question, which Access is all about asking questions, because it empowers you. It just makes changes, I guess. I can't explain. I haven't got a good explanation for that, but it's all in the question. Access is all about the question. And so who does it belong to is one of the questions, and there's more to it than that, but just one of the questions. So that's what Caroline was talking about.
And that question's been my best friend for about a month now.
Yes.
Sometimes we play with some tools a bit more than others.
Yes. And I want to sort of whatever that word is, go back on that who does it belong to. I go back to like the start of the year, and I guess I took when was the foundation? It was early on in January. I can't remember now. Mid-January,
like 11th to the 15th.
Yeah. So just the start of January, I'm not a New Year's resolution person, and I think I remember telling you that the 1st or the 2nd of January or something, I just woke up and just was in a complete funk. Like I felt super, super depressed. It was just like, what on earth is going on, and using the tools of Access, getting back to that, who does this belong to? It took me a little while to get there. Like it wasn't like days or whatever. It was just like, I woke up, I felt like that, and I'm like, why am I feeling like this? And why is not a question? But then I thought, went to the tools of Access, and like, well, who does this belong to? And I'm thinking, this belongs to everybody in the universe that have got all these projections and expectations of these New Year's resolutions that they're going to do and have and be and not and what. And as soon as
judging themselves for not achieving it last year as well.
Yes, all of that. And as soon as I got to that, oh my God, I just felt so much better. Weird. It's weird.
It's weird and wonderful.
It is. It's magical. So I felt so much better to that point. but then I really needed to shift that other energy stuff. That I don't really want to, it's very personal for me. I don't really want to explain exactly what it was, but yeah, that was when the foundation course was just phenomenal for shifting that in me.
Huge gift. And the timing of these things is never an accident. And I'm still not entirely sure why I chose it this time, because I didn't need it to renew my facilitator license this time.
Because
obviously, Ashlee-Rose, the facilitator, is phenomenal. And yes, I had a couple of good friends attending, you being one of them and Ivanka being another. And I mean, Sunshine Coast, here to land in a retreat space with a gorgeous view and a yoga studio and a dam to swim in and all the fun stuff. So of course, why wouldn't you? But yeah, I'm interested to see what shows up from here. The first one I ever attended, shortly after that, like within a couple of months, I got the courage to actually step up and become a bars facilitator. And prior to that, I wouldn't have had the, I guess you can call it self-esteem, the courage to do that. So that was a huge gift that's changed my life. And I've been one now for 5 years, so almost 6. Yeah, so that was a drastic change from that one. But every time I come out of it with different perspectives of relationships, where I'm living, my business, when I had a workplace, different relationships and activities within that all changed. And my comfort or my collaboration with my body gets better and better each time too. I'm now healthier than I was 2 decades ago. No word of a lie. So the foundation has been a part of that. Obviously other things I'm choosing along the way, but clearing the junk as you do in foundation helps you make choices more aligned and more resonant with how you would like your life to be in the future. And those things can shift 1 degree or they can shift 10 degrees, and they can show up in the class or they can show up weeks and months after the class, but all of it makes a difference.
And without me going to that second foundation, I wouldn't have this whole series of the foundation and the changes after attending foundation retreats wouldn't have come about in my podcast. So I've done
exactly.
I'm really loving this. Like I did the access bars. It's just phenomenal change within me doing the bars. And like you say, the choice doing the foundation, you know, you wouldn't have stepped up to do your bars facilitation and so forth. And so I felt like with this podcast, it wasn't until I was introduced to access, and I think I had done the foundation class after that, but it's this podcast sort of more came about that. It was just, you know, it just pinged and I thought, yep, this needs to be a podcast, because I had other ideas for this. And so without the foundation this time around, I was doing, there's another I don't know, is it a body process that we do, the energetic facelift? And I was doing that with my husband. I'm down at the beach at the moment. It's a pretty cool day, but anyway. And I was doing that process on my husband. It just pinged for me that I had to do this. So I think without doing the foundation, it wouldn't have come about. But and the foundation, what I love about the foundation is it is 4 days away. It's just that little mini retreat. And I chose it. I really knew that I needed, I've got a big year coming up with lots of different things happening, and I just felt like I needed to have that reset before I started. And it's just been truly amazing. And let's go to the facilitator, Ashlee-Rose. Ashlee-Rose will be on the podcast to explain it properly and better and whatever. She is a facilitator.
Perspective.
Well, that's just, she's just awesome, and has facilitated the 2 foundation classes that I've been to. So I just love the way she love the way she is in the classes as a facilitator. And that's super exciting to have her on the show. So
I'm looking forward to listening to that one.
Yes, me too. I know I'll be hosting it, but I'll still be listening to it. So in some capacity, whatever. So I found that with the first foundation class, I remember Ashlee talking about buying a new wardrobe and all this sort of stuff when you leave, and it's so funny. I thought, oh yeah, you know, whatever. And it's so funny. After the first foundation class or during the class, I just felt like I needed to get some new clothes. And I'm like, oh, this is super, super exciting and super crazy. But I did. And I noticed it this time as well after the foundation class. And it's just something that you know, you're not really aware of until you actually start doing it. Like I'm going to the shops and I'm buying this and I'm buying that, and I'm like, oh, that's right. That was mentioned in foundation.
Yeah.
So
you're a new person. You have a new way of showing up in the world, and so your wardrobe's a reflection of that.
And so I say to everybody, if you want a new wardrobe, attend a foundation class. And you will get one. It's as easy as choosing a class. So if you want any more information, like I'll put in the show notes, accessconsciousness.com. There's facilitators all over the world. If you want to choose a foundation, you have to have bars as a prerequisite, I believe. Yes, you do. So you can choose a bars class, and then you can go to any foundation anywhere in the world, wherever you be.
Yep.
And they are amazing if you really want to reset for this year or any year or any month or day or whatever the reason being or not. Like you heard from Caroline, she doesn't know why she chose that. Well, she chose it because I was going, I know that.
It just felt light, and I kept asking the questions and it kept coming up as it will be a contribution. So I went, cool, I'll trust that and I'll go.
Yes.
And what else is possible now?
Yes, exactly. What else is possible now? So if you can make sense of anything that we've spoken about here today, about, oh, well, actually Caroline, but maybe not me, the foundation, we are talking about access the foundation, and it's a life changer. It can be. So if you are stuck in your life, or you know, you don't know where to turn, doesn't matter where you're at or not, choose the foundation. Choose the bars first. If you haven't done bars, choose foundation. You'll never look back. Honestly. So anything else to say, Caroline, before we go?
No, just thank you, as always, for being such a gracious host. The opportunity to put the word out there.
Yes, no, I love that. And like I said, it just pinged for me one day and I was super excited about it. So thank you for being at the head of Thriving Possibilities. So if anyone needs any energy work done or anything else, what do you do? Energy work?
A range of modalities. They can be distance or in clinic at Victoria Point.
Yep.
So yeah, happy to get on a Zoom, ask you some questions, then do a Pelua session, whatever. Do access bars, energetic facelift, a few other things.
Yeah. Caroline has got, I was going to say she's, I hate that word. Caroline, sorry. Caroline has lots of things that she does facilitate at the clinic in Victoria Point, Queensland, because there's probably lots of Victoria Points around. And she's the head of Thriving Possibilities, and I'll put all that in the show notes for you. So thank you for being a guest on the show and sharing your experiences with the foundation. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Have an awesome day.
Yeah, you too. Bye-bye.